Hello everyone, welcome to episode 31 of the Commando cast. I'm Andrew.
I'm Amy.
And I'm Mike, and today we're going to talk about Spark of Hope spoilers.
Alright guys, so welcome back to the Commando cast. In the past week or so, there have been even more spoilers, so Mike and I always commit to doing spoilers, but we're never in a hurry, and our patience has paid off because there's exactly 1 bajillion and a half spoilers to go through. However, we only have 9 hours of camera time left, so what we need to do is reduce it. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to read off the card. Amy and Mike are going to be giving their opinion on what they think and how it will fit into the meta. We might have a little bit of discussion. Some of them I'm going to flip to, and I'm just going to skip through and be like, hey, this is a card, and move on. And so what I want to do is I want to start with the actual official spoilers that were released by FFG in their article, which was Uncover the Conspiracy. So you can see that by going to the Fantasy Flight Games website. And again, remember, all images are copyright of Fantasy Flight Games. All right, so I want to start off with my boy, Jango Fett. Armed to the teeth. Is that a hint as to another card yet to come? I don't know. Maybe the reprint is what I mean, but we'll see. So he is 1 gun, 2 gun, 1 melee, 1 resource, 2 resource for 1 and a blank. Character Bounty Hunter. He's a yellow villain, of course, with 11 health. And this is really where he gets good. Each equipment on this character does not count towards its upgrade limit. And after you play an equipment on this character for the first time each round, you may gain 1 resource. Go.
It's probably pretty good. It has money sides. It gains money every time you put an equipment on it. You can put 3 weapons and however many equipments you want. Yeah. Not that you'd probably get that many in one game anyways, because that's a lot to get on the table, but
just put it in perspective, you can drop 2 upgrades on him pretty easy first turn.
Yeah. And I'll say, I compare everybody to how well they fit into our Dark Lord and Savior Snoke's deck, right? This is, absolutely a perfect Snokeable. In fact, he's at 14 points. It's a wicked bargain. I'm shocked.
Well, and you've been playing Snoke Dengar, tinkering with Snoke Dengar, right? And it's the
good.
Same size.
Yeah, and he is... a lot better.
Sides.
Yeah, than Dengar. So cool, very cool. I love it.
And then what goes next with it is Jango's Gauntlet Rockets. It's not actually Jango's Gauntlet Rockets, but so it's 3 cost, 1 gun, 2 gun, 3 gun, 4 gun, or modified 4 gun, 2 disrupt, and a blank. Upgrade equipment. It is restricted to Bounty Hunter only. Action, choose a character. Turn this die to a side showing a value equal to or less than the number of bounties on that character. Interesting. I don't know that with Jango and his equipment thing, you're going to have much room for bounties in your deck, but it's kind of a cool little option. So what do you think about this one, Mike?
I've considered, because I've been tinkering with Dengar, right? It's kind of a natural fit. You're already going to have some stuff in his deck. And then for a later card, perhaps, this might be super useful as well. So I think it's great. I'm excited it's not a legendary for once.
So I just want to put in perspective with the Snoke deck that you're talking about. You have enough room to play profitable, right? Because Snoke is now 13.
Right.
So, because the thing is with Jango's abilities, you do have to be able to pay for it first, then you get the refund, right? So it's like a...
So are you saying I could drop this thing and have a resource left for removal?
That's correct.
That sounds fun.
Yep. But you do have to pay for it. You have to. It's like those mail-in receipts. You got to pay for it, mail it in, wait a couple weeks to get your gift card that you forget about.
So good.
Anyway, all right. So Gauntlet Rockets is pretty good. All right. Next, we have to talk about these as a pair. So this is Order 6-6, which is a plot. Each of your opponent's characters gain Jedi. Why does that matter? Just wait for it. Before you draw your starting hand, shuffle up to 4 set-aside copies of Execute Order 6-6 into your deck. Execute Order 6-6 is a red event. Yes, that is correct. A blue plot pulls red events. Remove all Jedi dice. For each die removed, deal 1 damage to its matching character. Oof. So, the interwebs has been blowing up about this. Why is that, Mike?
It's DJ?
Yeah.
It's interesting because, like you mentioned, it's a blue plot that gives you access to red cards, and generally that's kind of like a weird no-no, right? To be able to... So I can play a blue-yellow deck with this plot and then slot in 4
Yeah, well,
card,
but you're not slotting them in.
Right, they're third to the 31st
They're being
to
added
34th
after
card.
your... Right, because they're not part of your deck construction rules, which is how it works, right? So they're added in afterwards. But yeah, with DJ, you're guaranteed 4 damage a turn in most decks. And, like, nobody's going to be stupid enough to roll in all their characters at the same time.
Yeah, I guess that's the play around here is like when you see this plot, it ultimately slows you. Like you're gonna activate, resolve, move on.
It's really going to hurt these decks that have focus, right? To where they have to get somebody in and then roll in their focus guy and then focus because.
Right, you might lose all your dice before you.
Right, so you better roll good, right?
I was like, it's kind of sad because we're in such this support-heavy meta already. If this thing gets real prevalent, I think it again puts even more pressure to play big supports because your character dice are going to be worthless with this thing on the table. Well, not worthless, but they're going to be.
Yeah, and then there was that article. I think it was it Joe of the Hyperloops that. It was somebody from the Hyperloops. I think it was Joe.
Instantly broke the game.
Well, he just pointed out that it's just like an uber negative play experience because the combo is Rebel Trader, and then Talisman. I think so. You had enough, so you could force an activation, drop all 4 of their dice, and that's pretty ugly.
Yeah, that's super fun.
Yeah, that stinks.
So I'm sure if FFG showed anything in the last year to me. Is that they're willing to admit that there was an error made in playtesting and then ultimately correct things. What that looks like at this point, I don't know. I don't think
I think you put, and I did talk about this a bit on the Cantina Brawl that I was on for T3 Gaming, but I think the errata for this one says Muck only include if you have a red character on your team or something like that, right?
Interestingly, as someone who, occasionally will sell a card or two, Execute Order 66 appears to be an uncommon, which in Destiny is basically like a rare in every other game. So these could be...
Go talk to everyone who's looking for the route.
Yeah, this card could end up being maybe the most expensive non-dice card.
You mean Execute Order 66?
Execute Order 66.
Well, I mean, both of these are uncommons. Well, most people are going to want 6 of them.
Right. That's the issue is that any time, like we had the battle droids were going for upwards of $15 at one point because you needed so many of them. So
and not even everybody wanted the battle droids. Everybody's going to want this.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, we spent way too long on that.
That's fine.
I apologize.
All right, so seizing territory, I did want to talk about this because both Mike and I are super excited about this. So this is a neutral red event that costs 0, ambush, spot a trooper to take control of the battlefield. Super simple card. What do you think, Amy?
I mean, it's good if you have a battlefield that has like a power action versus a claim ability, which they seem to be moving more towards, because then you can steal it and then use it if it's something that you need at the time.
Also enables some of the red action sheeting that requires battlefield control.
Yeah. This into seizing the day. It's probably not an accident that they're both seizing, right?
And they're ambushing. Yeah, like I can't, like you can play it.
So you can seize territory into seize the day for 2 actions.
Oof.
Yeah, not bad. So,
do you think it's okay as a 0 cost or should it be like 1?
I think it has to be a 0 cost. I don't think it's playable as a 1.
Yeah, it's the spotted trooper thing. You have to build a deck around it. I think that's what kind of equals that. It's going to be super powerful though in people that are building a trooper deck, right? I mean, it's almost the same thing. Like, well, Taliesin has a play restriction, right, where you have to build your deck of all odds to take advantage of her ability, but when you do that, it doesn't feel like a play restriction.
Right.
I mean, it's so
and I think it keeps it limited. I think it's good. I mean, it's essentially Rex's ability, right? I mean, kind of, but
and there's only 2 of them in your deck, so as awesome it is, you're only getting off twice.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping that this signals that we're going to get a few more because like we lost Dug In, we lost defensive position, we lost a bunch of the need the battlefield cards. So I'm hoping that this signals that we're going to get a couple of those back. Because it would be nice if battlefield control was significantly important again, as opposed to just the claim ability. Right. We're going to skip Rally the Troops. We're going to skip Chain Lightning. You don't want to skip Chain Lightning? So Chain Lightning is a... Oh, go ahead, Mike.
So Chain Lightning is a 1-cost red event. Deal 1 damage to a character. Then you may spend 1 resource to deal 2 damage to another character that shares a subtype with that character. So when all of your characters are Jedi, because your opponent's playing...
Right.
Execute Order 66.
Oh, fair enough.
What's the blue plot called?
Order 66.
Yeah. So when this is in play, it couples with that, so you can not only can I remove your dice to do a bunch of damage, but I can also play this to do even more.
Yeah, do you think he's play that though? Like this is 3 for 3.
Yeah, because damage out of hand is really strong.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not super impressed with this one. I just think that 2 + 1 from your hand for 3 damage is... But you make a fair point in that the reliability goes up with Order 6/6. So I'll give you that, actually.
I mean, I don't think it fits in any other deck, right? Because if you're not playing that where you're assuring yourself to get everyone, unless you're in some weird meta where everyone's playing a scoundrel or you have a blue stick meta, right, in your local area.
Right, and that was my argument, is I don't think 3 for 3 from hand is good enough if you can't ensure that you're going to use it every game. But your point is valid. Right. So fair point. What were you trying to say? Sorry, we were talking over you.
Is there a good blue-red deck, though? Because to use this with Order 66, you have to have a red character.
No, you...
Because the plot is blue.
The plot's blue, but Order 6/6...
But this card is red.
Oh,
so
that's fair.
Yes,
that's true. That's true. See?
Is there... Because I can put Watt in any deck? Sure. For 9 or 12 points.
Yeah. I mean, well, we haven't seen the villain red diceless character yet, right? So, that's going to be a 4 or 5 pointer, so that should be able to slot in.
Yeah. So I think it's certainly going to be interesting. It's probably one of those cards that when it smacks you, you're going to hate it, but it's going to have to find a spot. That's a good point, though. It's going to have to be a red.
Right.
It kind of breaks that, because I said the advantage of that plot was having yellow-red with 34 cards, 4 of which are red. If you play this card, you kind of lose a little bit of that because one of your characters is going to be red. So
it's a good point. I hadn't really considered that. All right, so acceptable losses is garbage card. Next, Sinister Ruse. I don't know about this one. So Sinister Ruse is a blue villain event, cost 1. Reveal a random card in an opponent's hand and deal indirect damage to them equal to the cost of the revealed card.
Is this the old Kylo?
It's Kylo's ability,
from Awakenings? But it costs me 1?
Right. I think if it was 0, or I think if you discarded the card.
Deal indirect only too, which
is
so good.
And Kylo was not indirect. He was...
Right.
Straight up
so using our value, right? Our value equation. This is a 2 value, 1 resource, 1 card, right? And it indirect is valued at less than direct.
So you have to. I mean, even straight up, you have to hit a 2 to make it worth it.
And even then, you're still below value.
Unless it wins you the game, right? But I mean,
there you go. Yeah, that's. Is it?
But if you're playing this in your deck,
opponent's hand.
If you're playing this in your deck, you're probably not winning a game. So.
I think it's bad.
It might be okay in draft, maybe. Again, if it was a discard, it'd be a completely different discussion. But
not even a discard. Yeah. Like, woof.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Anyway, so next is Chancellor's Edict. This is a downgrade bounty, which does mean something, right? So after this downgrade is played, remove all shields from attached character. After attached character is defeated, you may give a character 2 shields. It does cost 1. What do you think, Amy?
There's a listed. I don't know. I haven't gotten, I don't know how much I love these downgrade bounties. I've tried to use them in draft, and, they're just... I don't know, difficult to use, and whether it's really worth spending my 1 to get 2 shields later on, when they're gonna die. It works if you get the card in your hand right about when someone's gonna die. Sure. I think so. Then it's perfect. But
so as far as let's compare it to what it does versus other cards, right? So we have Intimidate, which is a free card.
Exactly where you need to go. Yep.
And that
card
shields,
from hand, right. 0 cost, remove all shields.
But that could be 3 as well as 2. This one only does 2.
No, it says all shields.
All shields. So so it is the same as Intimidate.
It's a 1 cost Intimidate, but
and then it gives you 2 shields
bonus.
back. So the question then becomes: is it worth it to have a card in your deck that potentially could get rid of shields, but what you're really paying for on the 1 is to give yourself 2 shields. Right. We played a card like that for a long time in defensive stance, right? Spend 1, get 2 shields.
Yeah, but there were far less cards then.
Okay.
Are you allowed to put shields back on the character if it has this bounty on it? So they all get removed. Could you still later on add shields again?
Yeah, it doesn't indicate that you can. So I don't know. I think in a deck, if I'm playing an Asajj deck. Or Ventress, if I'm playing a Ventress deck for some reason, and I need downgrades anyway, so I can use her ability, this one doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah, but do we want to try to go get the zeros?
Yeah,
Although
yes.
hers is bounty, right? Not
Hers
just
have to
be
be
bounty, I think.
Bounty, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why I say the bounty here is relevant, and that's probably why it's this is probably like a 0.5 card, and they like made it a 1 because of the bounty. But I don't know, downgrades.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard to fit that one in a deck. I think I'm kind of
yeah. So that guys wraps up the ones I wanted to talk about from the article. There was only like 10 cards in that article as it was. Next, so Team Covenant has been teasing us very, very. They've been like trolling us for like the last couple of weeks, and it was actually today, the day of shooting, that they started spitting out some of them. But we've known about R2D2 and C3PO for a couple weeks now. So I'll read them out both together because they absolutely work together. So C3PO is a perfect gentleman. He's a red 8-point character droid. He has a focus, a shield, a money, and a $1, and a blank, of course. Just not bad. R2D2 is a loyal companion. He is a blue character droid. 8 health. He has 1 melee, 2 melee, a disrupt, a shield, a money, and a blank. You, of course, cannot play blue abilities on him, which makes sense. After you activate this character, meaning R2D2, you may turn one of your dice to its first side, the topmost box of its dice reference, or to any side if you spot C3PO. So the two are meant to be played as a team, right? 3PO increases the value by 1. After you activate this character, you may resolve one of your dice, increase the value by 1 if you spend 1 resource or spot R2, and then R2, of course, spots C3PO. So the two of them work together. So before we go into that, there was just spoiled this afternoon, hot off the presses, is Fateful Companions, which is a 2-cost plot. After you activate a character, you may exhaust this plot and either spot R2 or 3PO to spend 1 resource to trigger that character's after you activate this character ability 1 additional time.
Whew.
Now we're talking. That seems pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
So you can resolve, right? You can either resolve one of your dice, increasing its value by 1 if you spot R2 twice for 1 money, right? It starts getting a little complicated with the triggers here, I get it. Or you can turn all these dice to any side with R2 and then resolve one of them. Like, that's...
Yeah, that seems pretty cool.
So I do want to point out a little combo that exists with Military Camp. I'm showing the graphic right now across the whole screen, but... So Military Camp, remember, allows you to activate up to 2 of your characters that share a subtype.
Droid.
Okay. Right. Now, you do not get the reroll because neither one of them are troopers. But what you do is, step 1, you power action Military Camp to activate 3PO and R2. That then puts their triggers into the queue. R2 turns to any side because he's spotting 3PO, so you turn into his disrupt. And then you use the 3PO resolution to resolve R2's 2 disrupt at +1, spotting R2. And your opponent loses $2.
Unkar who?
So,
with
and
these guys around.
Then you still have 3 dice left in the pool, plus probably the other character that you're playing with.
Yikes.
Yeah, and then step 4 is Mike flips the table.
Right, yes, absolutely.
So anyway, back to the guys. What do we think about, knowing that combo that we just pointed out, right? What do we think about these guys?
Go ahead, Amy.
I mean, I just like these guys because I like them from the movies. I think they're
Yes.
funny and fun.
Right.
So, like, I feel like it would be super fun. It's going to be hard because they're both legendaries to get both of them.
Yeah, that sucks.
I think. But, I mean, I would play them even if they were bad, probably just for fun because I'd like the characters.
Good news. They're not bad. So you'll be fine.
I don't know who you pair with these guys, especially because, like, the plot is 2, right? So you've got an 8, so you have a 10-pointer, an 11-pointer, and then a 2. So you need a 7-pointer.
Anakin, they can turn a droid to any side.
Oh, duh. And then Rainbow turn a droid to any side. How did I miss that? Oh, my goodness.
You know, not all of us can be a natural deck builder.
That's
like
true.
Me, so.
Oh, my goodness.
So first off, FFG.
Mike's going to remember
Oh,
this.
my goodness.
Quit telling me what to do about what characters to play together.
Oh, my goodness. It works in every other game.
Second, thank you for telling me what to do on these characters because I think it's just great how you were getting some of these pairings that go together because it's a super easy entry point for new players. I wish they weren't legendary because that's going to be the big problem. Is Amy's going to be playing this on Saturday. New person's going to come in and go, I want to play R2-D2 and C-3PO, and we're going to be like, that's fine. Please go to the counter and spend $100 on 4 dice over there. And that sucks. Like, I don't think that's...
Do you think they're only going to be 25 apiece?
Yeah, I think that's about the going rate for a lot of the legendary
not
characters.
right out of the gate.
Yeah. I just think that's kind of bad. Like, I don't know if that was necessary.
I mean, I was surprised to see them both legendaries. I would have expected one to be, and then like another a rare. Like, that's a pretty FFG move.
They are 8. Are they both 8s with 1 die?
Yeah, single 8s.
Yeah, so you could do 8, 16, 18, and still play a 12-point elite character even with the plot, which I think might be interesting because their abilities are not necessarily. I mean, it'd be better to have more dice, but you could play potentially.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this. I mean, R2 with that 2 melee side that can potentially be a 3 melee. Like,
yeah, when did he turn into a giant beat
like,
stick, like K2SO level damage character?
All right, we got to move on.
Awesome.
But
all right, yeah.
I mean, these guys deserve serious talking about. So, all right. So then next, I want to just kind of skip through to IG88 because. There's a plenty. Yeah, no, we're stopping on this one. Okay. Because nobody likes IG.
Right, no, yeah.
So, all right, this guy is a giant beat stick, right? So he's a 14-17 yellow villain character with 12 health, 2 gun, 3 gun for 1, 2 disrupt, resource, blank. So he's winning some roll-offs, right? Character bounty hunter droid. So you can spot this guy for automated defense.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my god.
And then power action, resolve one of your bounty hunter dice showing ranged or melee.
Which is his.
Yeah, against his.
Yes.
Resolve one of your bounty hunter dice showing ranged or melee against any number of characters that have a bounty on them. That's probably not going to be actually all that useful. You got to get 2 bounties in play on different characters.
There's 0 cost bounties all over the place.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm just saying, like, then you're dropping.
Put it with Jabba. I'm pulling bounties. I'm slapping them all over the board. I'm killing people.
Jabba is a 10-13. It goes quite well. This guy, this guy is super awesome. Like, people love IG88.
Him. I think him with Ventress would be an interesting pairing because you could play her elite and him 1 die, and then use his ability, and then she's got a huge damage size.
She's got the 3 side.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Oh my god, I want this card so bad.
He's a rare. You're gonna get him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Although I don't know. Sometimes you like email me like,
dude, I need a comment.
It's like, I own a store. Do you have a comment I can borrow? It's like, what? All right. Anyway, and then the one that also just came through hot off the presses, Mike was super excited about this. Why don't you read this one off, Mike?
Yeah, so this is a downgrade bounty called Dead or Alive. It's a 1-cost yellow. It says play only if you spot a bounty hunter, right? Which is easy peasy. After attached character is activated, so I'm going to attach it to Andrew's character. Andrew's going to roll him in. I'm going to immediately recoup the $1 that I just spent.
Not if you put it on my Ewok. I'm not rolling it in.
Okay, good call. After the attached character is defeated, I also get a resource. It's amazing. Like, I think this is really... Mostly, you have to do the timing right. Sure. I mean, because if the games are only going 3 rounds and possibly 2, if we keep going at the same rate, like if I play this too late in round 1, I'm not going to recoup my value from it.
Yeah, I think that's my only feedback on this card is like if you don't get this in your opening hand and play it on like your first or second action, then it's not really worth it.
It's the same as Tech Team and It Binds All Things. Like it's one of those cards where like seriously, it's funny when our games used to be 5 rounds that had value up till round 3. Right. Now they really only have the most value round 1, a little bit of value round 2, and if you play them in round 3, you're kind of.
Yeah, no, like again, yeah, your binds is a perfect example, right? Binds is better for a reroll at like round 3, right?
But Jabin goes and looks for this round 1 if I want to.
Yeah, no, I mean that's fair. So, all right, I want to skip over the zombies. We just don't know enough about them yet, so let's wait for everything else to be spoiled. So
I'm feeling a little like I can picture when they were designing these cards, they were sitting by the pool full of sharks, and they were near their motorcycle, and they were getting ready to jump over that. Like I just cannot believe
we've talked before about Margarita Friday.
Yeah,
so maybe they decided to do some 2 p.m. work.
Oh my gosh! Like what should we do? What is this game missing? What's the most Star Wars thing I can think of? Zombies. Nailed it. 1:00 Friday.
Hey, there was an episode in Clone Wars. Okay.
All right. Oh God.
Really? I don't remember zombies at all.
She really likes Clone Wars.
It was after Ventress bailed on Dooku, and then they went to try to kill her, and they were on Dathomir. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. All right, so next, we have a bunch of really cruddy images. I want to give a shout out to Knights of Ren. They were the ones who captured this. I stole all these from their feed. Of course, they stole them from the FFG live stream feed, but so I'll be putting them up as I can. They're not great images. We'll be going through, but let's start first with Yoda. So I want Amy to talk about this guy. Yeah, so he's a blue character Jedi leader with 12 health. Yoda mystical mentor. He's got 1 melee, 3 melee, 2 focus, 1 shield, 4 shields for 1 resource, no blanks. This character has +3 shield limit. This character's shields can be used to block any damage or block damage dealt to apprentice characters. So Amy, what do we think?
Well, I love that he has no blanks because it's Yoda. And I mean, it's all good sides. And the 3 extra shields is kind of
I feel like I'm going to have to take this card away from you. Like after about a month and a half. I'm like, Amy, stop running Yoda. Please stop. And Ahsoka, please.
I was going to say.
It's my blue hero.
I was like, yep,
Maybe
and
getting
Ahsoka.
good again.
And Ahsoka. And that 1 point block that the blue heroes have. Oh,
is
wait.
Ahsoka an apprentice? No.
Ahsoka's an apprentice? Heck yeah.
Is she 12, bro, right? Is she 12 or 11?
Ahsoka's 8/11.
8/11. Oh, God.
Yeah, okay, that's going to be my favorite.
Yeah, I called it. Nailed it.
I mean, I can also think of that time that him and Ayla went into battle together. It was pretty awesome. It seems pretty good, right?
Yeah, but she's not an apprentice, though. That's the problem. You can't use this ability.
So
I know, but
it's Ayla. She's amazing. I don't know.
I love that he has damage this time, though.
Absolutely.
Because his current one, right, he doesn't have any damage. Like, can do a lot for you, but when he's the last one standing, if you don't have a lot of weapons or something, it's hard to still win.
I'm kind of confused
can still kill people.
on what era Yoda this is. Like, can you?
I think that's the problem. Like, this seems like it should be like the Clone Wars Yoda, or like the cutting Dooku in half in like Episode 2.
Yeah, the
Yoda.
The badass.
Like, you know, how come the art from Defend isn't on this one? Like, it's got like right. But so I don't know. He's, you know, I think this is actually. Do you remember in Episode 3 when he was like in the room with Anakin or with Obi-Wan? Like, maybe it was Episode 2. Sorry, trying to find the planet.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what this is from because he was in with the apprentices. So like, I think.
And he was kind of BA at that point, right? Like he didn't act like it.
I mean, that was about an hour in movie time before he went after Dooku. So like.
So, Amy, does this get the
this cane and then he can
right? Does this get
jumping all over the place?
Does this get the Blue Hero player seal of approval? Like, are you all about this?
Yeah. Especially because I can play with Ahsoka too.
Don't be resolving.
This is like the best of all worlds.
Don't be resolving that one side. Those one sides though. That's where
the one side's a trap. Oof. But all right, but I do just want to point out that his 6 shields still get removed by Intimidate.
Thanks, Andrew.
So don't put 6 shields on Yoda.
Yeah.
The 4 shield for one side is kind of crazy. Like if you think about it, like I don't know. Kind of, anyway, all right. So next
you'd
is
only do it to put on Yoda.
Well,
because you can't.
Obviously.
Like it's not worth it for anybody else, right? Because nobody else can more than
I mean, it's cool,
yeah.
but like you said, you're one intimidate away from crying in your beer.
Right. So I don't know. So all right. Next is Yoda's lightsaber. This is a 1-cost blue upgrade weapon. This is a legendary. So we have 1 melee plus melee, shield, money, special. After you play this upgrade on Yoda, give him 1 shield. Okay. Deal 1 unblockable damage to a character or 2 unblockable damage instead if you remove 1 shield from attached character. What do we think, Amy?
It's good. I mean, I don't think it's bad. Again, no blanks. So it takes out any card that wants to blank your die. And it's only a 1 cost.
Mike's got a grin. What do you think, Mike?
Right.
I love it. Yeah. It's so good. Well, you nailed it. You nailed it. It's a 1 cost, right?
Yeah.
Like I play it, and then it can be overridden later on, and it's just stairs. Like this card is bonkers.
You pack 2 of these because you use it for overrides.
It's a 1 cost with 4 damage sides.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they're like pew pew little ones.
Mace loves this. Right, going to get those.
Yeah, everybody loves this. Yeah. Everybody, you're going to use lightsaber.
Was Yoda legendary?
He's a
rare, which is kind of fun, right?
Yeah, I do think this actually works better on old Yoda from like a special standpoint, right? Because he can take a shield and flip. deal 2,
Yeah.
but that's a little janky, right? But
I wish it was like Palper. You could have 2 of them. But I guess I never saw him.
he never dual wielded.
That'd be cool, though, right?
All right. So we did see the Hoth Trooper. This is a dice. This is the diceless character. It's an uncommon. It's the only diceless character we've seen to date that is an uncommon. So it's 5 health red character Trooper, which after you activate this character, you may deal 1 damage to a ready character. So I'm thinking, unless you have a bunch of squad tactics, like a full Hoth Trooper team's probably not that good.
What are you thinking?
So does this just do to a ready character? So is it as many ready characters as they have, or is it only one?
No, it's to 1 ready character.
Just to one.
To a singular ready character.
I would like to point out that these still hold guns that have redeploy.
Absolutely. And they're troopers, which is, although you can't measure them, but
Interesting, that's true.
But I mean, you could military camp 2 of these for 2 damage plus whatever guns they have.
So I hated the Ewoks. I hate the Ewoks. I think, well, I mean, not the Ewoks on whole. I hate the Ewok unique diceless character, right? This guy I do not hate. I don't know that I love him, but I don't hate him. Like, I think there's a spot for him.
How's he different from just because he's a trooper versus the Ewoks?
Yeah, well, and it's 1 damage as opposed to the Ewok, which comes in with an indirect. And this guy, does not have to be played with a unique red character.
Yeah, that's the real problem. Is like this is the ultimate splash red.
Yep.
So when we're talking about Yoda, we're talking about when we're trying to bring in characters, a rainbow hero, which has always been fairly hard to do.
Right.
I think this opens that up a lot,
Yeah.
and it's usable. Like if you had this guy at the end of the game with 2 redeploy weapons, he could conceivably score you 2 to 4 points,
Absolutely.
damage at the end of the game.
No, I mean, and how many people have run Gungan forever just to splash red or to get AR? This guy, I think this guy's better than Gungan.
And the Gungan side is 1
melee, 2 indirect, something money, blank blank.
Yeah, so I mean, the money is probably the best side of the Gungan, right? That's the side we want on the Gungan.
Well, I mean, the 2 indirect's not shabby.
Yeah. So you're right on. I think this.
I think he's better than Gungan.
This could be really going to some nasty hero vehicle reset shenanigans,
and because it gets you the other point that you need, right? Yeah. So I think this guy's really cool. So I do want to give a shout out to Joe Vaz. So Joe Vaz, bro, you won the internet for a day. Because here's the character team showing it right now. It's Plo Koon, Jedi Protector, and 4 Hoth Troopers.
We talk about this one.
And you have to play AON to do it. Right. But Swole Kloon.
Am I right, bro?
Am I right? Well done, sir. So just to explain the combo, right? So Plo Koon gains the abilities of each non-character or non-unique character you have in play. And it's been ruled, for whatever the heck reason, it was ruled that those abilities stack, which means that Plo Koon deals 4 times 1 damage to a ready character when he activates, which means that if you could somehow Plo Koon and then squad tactics, you could deal 8 just by activating.
I'd also like to point, like you said, those are 1 damage each time.
Correct.
So cards like
correct.
Riot Shield do jack.
Yep. I mean, Swole Kloon.
It's pretty good. Like, I don't think it's going to win Worlds, but it's fun.
Oh, if that doesn't show up on the stream at some point, I'm just going to play it so it shows up on the stream.
We'll play. It'll be fine. We'll just challenge people to make it good. Like, here's your character pairing. Make this good. Go.
So, all right, moving on. So this card, I'm actually talking about this because I love this card, right? So Neiman Mastery is upgrade ability form, which makes it a blue. It is a legendary, 2 cost, 2 melee, focus, shield, dollar, special is turn a character die and upgrade die to the size of your choice. It's a blue character only. It is a form which limits 1, so you can't have it and Sorisu, but after you play this upgrade, turn a character or upgrade die to any side. Wow.
Yeah. 2 cost upgrade with no blanks? Like, because Sorisu has
no blanks, but it's a 3.
Yeah. No damage sides.
No damage sides.
Right. It does have a 2 money. Does it have a... No, it has a 2 shield. And
I don't know. All I know is it's got specials and
yeah,
shields.
this is...
And focus.
Bonkers. I'm actually, they're sticking with the same theme, which is like, it's a blue mastery. It's legendary, and it's awesome. And I like that you can only play the one.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, but you also have to assume, because like all the moves, well, not all, but the majority of the moves we saw said if you have Sorosu. So you have to assume there's going to be moves coming that are like, if you have Neiman, do something additional. Right. And then the question is, are we going to see a Neiman training? Which means that the Neiman training would have to be like a 1 cost, because we saw previously we saw Sorosu training, which could proc Sorosu Mastery.
Right. Is there Neiman training for 1?
So if there's a Neiman training, it would have to be 1. Like, that's the only thing that would make sense.
It better have like 1 special and 5 blanks, or it's going to be way overpowered. Like
I'm thinking like I think like this is like an aggressive form, right? Like I'm thinking it's gonna have a damage side. Maybe only 1, I don't know, but like you know how I feel about my 1 cost upgrades. And a 1 cost upgrade that can proc into this guy, especially if like some dirty mill player puts it in your discard and it still pulls out. But I don't know. That's a lot of speculation at this point, right? Like we don't. I mean, the only reason I'm saying that is, you know, FFG is known to like their patterns, right?
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah, this card is amazing. I think you're a Blue Hero player. Like, I think you play this. It's neutral. Like, I don't care. It has them all on it. Like, you're playing it.
So I just like to point out, if you have this on Ayla, like you can turn 3 of your opponent's dice, like with a single Ayla special,
And one of your own.
Yeah. Well, you turn it into this.
Turn it into that.
And then your opponent's like, nope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not a bad deal.
Very cool.
All right, so next is, this one's huge. So Amy, why don't you read out this one for us?
Yep. Okay, it's a 2 cost. It's Jedi Lightsaber. It's a 2 cost weapon, upgrade weapon. Has a 1 melee, a +2 melee, a shield, a money, and a blank. So after you play this upgrade, you may give attached character 1 shield or 2 shields instead if this upgrade is on a Jedi.
This is the upgrade that Blue Hero needed. So just to be clear, for 2, you drop this on Qui-Gon. He's on. He's on. Just to be clear, if you mace power action this, you gain 3 shields.
That is really good.
Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you, Lucas. You're amazing. You finally didn't let us down.
Yeah, so pretty sure we need 2 of these. Actually, pretty sure we need 4 of those.
And they're rares.
Yeah, they're rares.
Yeah. So this will be your ancient lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like without being legendary. Yeah. Like you'll see this in every.
I think you still play treasured. I think you play treasured and this just for more 2s, but.
And I love that it's a Jedi lightsaber, so it's a hero, obviously. I just think it's good they gave a hero only really good upgrade because they were suffering.
Yeah, and if we could just pause for a second, I want to hit back to an earlier episode where Mike and I were talking about how badly Blue Hero needed a lightsaber. And I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, Blue Hero needs another 2 cost lightsaber. Like, that they need it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
of course, they did get Luke's. I mean, they got Luke's lightning rod. Nailed it.
Yep. So, anyway, Jedi lightsaber, pretty incredible. The 3 shields from Mace. Love it. All right, so one of Mike's favorite cards from early on is back. So, Mike, this is all you, buddy.
Yeah, it's a 2 cost blue event Jedi. Not Mind Trick. Jedi Mind Trick. Because it's not a reprint. Spot a Jedi to choose a dice pool. I freaking love this card.
Choose a dice pool.
So spot a Jedi to choose a dice pool. An opponent splits the dice in that pool into 2 groups of any size. We're gonna have a lot of fun explaining this to new players. Either remove all those dice in a group or turn any number of dice in a group to the sides of your choice. This is, you want to talk, there's cards in our game that I consider to have a high skill cap. Like where talented, experienced players are going to be able to nuke your game with a single, like, smart card play. This is one of those cards. Yep. This card will be spoken of with table flipping and MPE and great. Like, this card is amazing. I love it.
It's never gonna get it's not gonna be MPE'd because it's Jedi. Yes.
So choose a dice pool. What does that mean? Like, you can choose whatever dice on the table you want?
So
choose your own. You can choose your own dice. You can choose your opponent's dice.
All the dice on my side
but it
are
would
my
be
pool.
all theirs or all mine.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like, okay.
Whereas Mind Trick was choose. Well, obviously
it's your opponents.
Yeah, your opponents, because you were going to remove half of them. So if I choose half mine, if I choose me, and my opponent breaks them into 2, right?
You can choose to remove them or flip them all.
So he splits
You
them.
pick one.
And then
he
you get
splits
to
them,
pick.
and then I get to pick what happens to them.
So you could remove all your own dice.
Probably not. Right. It's
So you either
So you
remove
would
all
get to
dice in a group or turn any number, but you can't turn both. Like you choose to either remove them all or turn them all.
Yes. Okay. So there's two applications, right? So Andrew and I are playing. I play it on Andrew, and I say, Andrew, I'm going to split your dice, or Andrew's going to split his dice into two pools, and I'm going to remove one of Mind Trick. Right? We've played that card for eons, right? This one has a special caveat where I can choose my own dice pool. And does Andrew?
I do the splitting.
Andrew splits
Your opponent.
your
does the splitting.
opponent splits them up, and then
then you can
I
turn.
choose which pool I want to flip to any side.
Oh, okay. Got
Right.
it.
And
Okay,
it's not like Mind Trick where like if you choose to flip, the other die gets removed. Like your other dice stay there.
Yeah, they just stay
Yes,
there.
they were. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
That's where I was getting a little bit confused because I was like, how does the two?
Yeah, so
you
there's going to be a
don't
lot
lose
of
your non-flip dice. This
there's-
card's amazing.
There's going to be a lot of strategy where my opponent, if I pick my own, is going to split them, and how he splits them. Does he probably, in order to mitigate the damage done, he doesn't put all the good dice in one pool and all
Right.
the bad dice in the other. He probably he or she tries to split them semi-evenly. But to Andrew's point,
Right.
even if my opponent does that, the other pool does not get removed. So I'm getting a net gain regardless of what happens. So
I mean, Mind Trick was always an amazing card.
yeah.
And this is Mind Trick.
Sucked.
This is swole Mind Trick.
This is a soul magic. Yeah. Really good, and oh man, that card alone could be the harbinger of the return of Blue Hero. Like,
Well, I actually think it's a Jedi lightsaber, but that Jedi lightsaber was almost everything they needed. But this card, like, you're at least packing one of this in every Blue
oh
Hero
gosh,
card.
yeah.
Right. All right, so we skipped a couple other cards that have been spoiled just because they don't matter. But I wanted to bring up Wicket because everybody loves Wicket. I actually, even though I'm down on the Ewoks, I like this guy.
Yeah.
Right. So Wicket, he's a crafty little scout. Not little, he's just a crafty scout.
Right.
Yellow, 8/10 with 7 health, 1 melee, 2 indirect, disrupt, shield, money, and a blank. Character Ewok Scavenger. After you activate this character, you may play a trap from your hand or discard pile, paying its cost. So before we go into discussion, let's go look at some traps real quick. We'll just read them out, so we won't talk about the traps. So we have Rolling Logs. After attached character is activated, you may discard this downgrade to reroll any numbered character or upgrade dice. Ensnare, downgrade trap. For 1, after attached character is activated, you may discard this downgrade to deal damage to it equal to the number of its character and upgrade dice showing damage. And that's number of dice showing damage, not value of the dice.
Yeah.
Right. So if Thrawn rolls out 2 3s, he still takes 2 damage.
Right.
But then these all say you may, so you can choose when you want to remove it from them.
So after attached character is activated, you may
Yeah.
discard. Yes, after
Yeah.
attached character, you
So
may.
like if
That's
they
correct.
don't roll, like if they have a god roll of like all damage, then you would want to.
That's correct.
That's actually a really good thing to point out, Amy, because there's certain cards that we have right now, like stifling,
laser tripwire,
like laser tripwire, right, where you
can hit
actually
your
can
own
walk
character.
in your own thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't even notice that. So that's
Yeah, I didn't even think about that either. And Net Trap is the last one. After attached character is activated, you may discard this downgrade to remove one of its character upgrade dice showing damage. That's pretty good.
yeah.
Right, so Wicket, this little crafty scout,
Yeah.
gets to basically recur these traps.
Murder Bear
I
Sabine.
mean, yeah, he's pretty good, I think. I mean, he's not, the yub nub guy that Mike and Edward. He's not the 28-point Ewok we were hoping for. But
Why do you do this to me, FFG?
no. I mean, this is expected, but I think this guy's got some applications. I don't know that he's good or not. Like, his sides aren't. Why couldn't he have 50% damage? Like, 1 melee, 2 indirect wouldn't have been a big deal. Like,
Yeah, that disrupt feels real
Yeah.
bad. Or that shield. I don't know. That disrupt feels
the,
better than
the
shield.
shield's fine because shields mean more than they used to, right? But the disrupt is.
You know who ruined all 8-10 point characters for the rest of us forever? It's freaking Satine. Like,
Yeah.
you can't even Satine. How many health is Satine at? 9?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's crazy.
This guy's 7.
Right, and she has a 2 indirect side and then 2 focus sides and 2 money sides. Like,
And a reroll.
and a reroll. Thanks, FFG.
I do think that there's going to be somebody who comes out. Like, I'm not saying it's tier 1. Like, it's not what I'm saying. But, like, I do think that there's going to be, like, I'm so frustrated every time I try to roll in my character, there's a trap on the table. But then you only need to put 7 damage in a Wicket. So, I don't know. Like, He's cool though.
Right,
Like
yeah.
Wicket's the man.
Yeah,
Like,
for 10, 2 dice for. I mean,
and at least you're not forced to
And
play
really
the other cruddy Ewok guy.
Oh, the
like
Chief
Chirpa.
Chirpa, that-
Chief the worst.
and I can play Ewoks with Wicket because he's a
Correct.
unique Ewok character.
Correct.
So I don't have to mess with the.
Correct. Yeah. And then the other thing that bugs me and like the math just doesn't work out real well with like playing Wicket and the Elder and Ewoks. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah.
Like we'll see what somebody can do. But let's move on. So. Then some more Ewok. So Ewok Ambush, activate one of your non-elite characters or up to... Oh, actually, we've seen this one. Actually, that was spoiled before. And then Glider Attack, exhaust one of your Ewok characters to deal 3 indirect damage to an opponent. That's pretty sweet.
Oh,
that
down.
opponent may spend up to 3 resources to block that damage. It's pretty good.
For 0? Like,
Yeah.
I could potentially hit you for 3 for nothing. Like,
Oh, this is...
at the end of the game, we're just like
And it's-
dirtling around and you're out of money.
The thing is, it's exhaust,
Yeah.
so you're trading the 1 indirect on your Ewok for 1 card from hand plus. So it's basically 1 card from hand for 2 indirect.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going if you're
if
playing
you're gonna play Ewoks.
if you're playing Ewoks,
Sure.
right? But you're playing Ewoks.
Yeah, I'm gonna fit this into my. I gotta figure out a way to fit that into the Claudite. Oh wait, no, you have to activate the Claudite, right, in order to. Dang it.
Yep.
Son of a.
Yep. Yep.
Thought I had
must
it
be
for a second.
activated. Yeah. All right. So and then we have Support of the Tribe, which is a 2-cost gray hero event. Spot any number of characters that share a subtype to heal that much damage from a character. That seems pretty legit. Except all your Ewoks are dead already, but don't worry, you're recurring them with the Chirpa's Hut or whatever.
This could have some application.
No, this is. I mean, it's going to heal 2 to 3 to 4 damage.
So
Right, yeah.
I put together this last week. I was
From
over the
each character too, right? So it's
No, from a character.
from a character.
Oh, if it was from each character.
Oh,
well, that's why I was like, oh, then it's better.
yeah. I did a Cody. Clone Trooper Claudite advanced training deck. And this would be excellent in that, right? Because you can play after all of your Claudites have become troopers, right? And he'll Cody, whichever one's trying to murder.
Right.
I think it's 4 for 2. It's not.
Cody, Trooper, Claudite.
I can't remember. It's. I don't have the list in front of me, but maybe. But yeah, it's 9.
Isn't it just
8,
Trooper,
7?
Claudite?
No, I got Cody in there. He's 9.
Oh.
We'll
Yeah, whatever.
It's the new meta, so you guys will be seeing it plenty
All right.
at your locals.
And then another one just because it fits into the Ewok theme, and then we'll put it to bed. So 2-cost yellow event neutral in circle. Spot 3 exhausted characters to remove all character dice. Go Ewoks.
Spot 3 exhausted
Spot
characters.
3 exhausted characters, remove all character dice.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know for 2. Yeah. But,
Just getting 3 out, like, and then if it was like remove all dice, showing damage.
Oh, so that means you have to exhaust all your characters and
Yeah.
resolve their dice, or your own dice go away.
Yeah, and
too,
this is
right?
clearly
For
this is
removing all
clearly meant
character
for
dice.
Ewoks don't
clearly-
have dice, right? So
right.
we could
Clearly
do
meant
that's
for
true.
But I still have to
Yeah.
spend 2 and do that, which kind of
Spend
sucks.
2, yeah.
Well, I mean, the Ewoks make a ton of money. It's fine. No, but like, who are
But
these
they-
guys? Aren't these the guys from Solo? They were like, they guarded the mine at Solo. So like, maybe we're gonna see these guys. Like,
Can we not make cards from Solo anymore?
all right. So let's talk about this next one, Force Connection. This is the Kylo Ray card. Like, for blue, I'll put the Kylo Ray. Just to remind everybody what they do up real quick. They're pretty good. It's gonna be fun. Popular pairing, right? But Force Connection, action 1-cost blue support, neutral of course. Exhaust the support and spot 2 blue characters to turn one of their character dice to a side showing the same symbol as one of the other character's character dice. So this is how you get Kylo and Rey on their special, so that they can start doing the.
Yeah. Or
Right.
damage, right? If you're trying to
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
wax
Yeah.
the game.
I think you play it in there. Like,
Can we quit making cards for Last Jedi? Like, no, I'm just kidding. Like, no, I'm not kidding. We should really stop. But I think that's a decent card.
no, I think it's really good in Kylo Rey. Like, people are gonna play Reylo. Like, I think it's an auto include in there. Like,
So emulate emulates a zero cost, but lets me turn a non-unique to any side if I can spot another non-unique. So this is a more
2 copies of 2 or more.
Yeah.
Copies.
So this one's a little more flexible, right? Because does it have to be 2 blue characters?
Yeah, it's got to be, and that's the thing. It's spot blue 2 blue characters. So like it's very like they may as well just say like spot Kylo and Rey. Right. So anyway,
but I can use Yoda and
Ahsoka, right? Hello. Why?
Actually,
I don't know if I want to picture their connection.
Well,
just saying. And I mean later.
I don't know.
Ahsoka.
He can jump around and stuff.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Later Ahsoka.
You don't know.
Over 18 Ahsoka is what I'm saying.
You don't know. All right. So with that said, super excited about the reprint of Aftermath. However, they have changed it.
Yeah.
So after a character is defeated, you may exhaust this to gain 1 resource. So just for those, I'll show the old version of Aftermath. Just for those who are unclear, Aftermath used to say after a character is defeated, gain 1 resource. And that included your opponent's characters. Now this still does include your opponent's characters. If one of them goes down, we have to exhaust it.
So you can only get it once too in a round.
Now I know you used to play this in your Battle Droid deck, and that was like Amy's key to victory, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the only way I could get the
endless ranks.
Yeah, endless ranks back on.
So, and I caught during there was a couple questions at our locals about how this would interact with old Aftermath, right? Because the old cards that are reprinted are still playable. I caught during the live stream that Jeremy had stated that it is an errata.
So I think most people would
assume that. Old card, even though it doesn't say it. It will say this.
Right. And there's already precedent for that with the old First Order now being a trooper.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out. So, I don't want to see the old Aftermath spike. Actually, maybe I do. Maybe I do want to see him spike in value. I don't know.
I think from 2 cents to 4 cents.
Hey, man.
Just doubled your money.
Yeah, I'm so glad this is an exhaust now because Amy, it's funny, Amy's droid deck, I'm pretty good at math. Like, I'm quickly in my head, like, I'm pretty good at it. And Amy's games were so unfun because there was a time about 12 minutes into every game when I knew whether I was going to win or going to lose because of the math. Like, I'm like, why are we even doing this? Like, run it back. Jeez. So this...
Like, I can't kill you.
I can't kill you without dying. So let's just play something else. I hated that deck. Frick. Anyway...
Well, that was because of what was the one that dealt the damage when your guy went down?
The
gosh darn it!
Attrition.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right, so that is
between those two.
In the grin on her face when she'd sit down and put it out in front of me, I'm like,
no, because like she'd lose a guy, deal damage to you, and be like, endless ranks.
Yeah. So I got real good at spreading that damage around, but then even then there would become a point where I'm like, I've got to do 4 damage for 4 different guys, and I've only got 3 health left. So game over.
So that's actually one of my favorite things was watching Eric watch you play battle droids. Because he'd be like, just kill the droid. I'd be twitching.
I hate that deck. Anyway, fun times.
So that's all we have for spoilers. So what do you guys think of the set so far, just from what you've seen? Now I know that they're probably holding some stuff back, but what do you think so far of what you've seen? I know you're excited about Yoda.
I'm super excited about my Blue Hero.
I mean, that's fair.
I can go back to Blue Hero.
Oh yeah, I think Blue Hero got a major boost. I don't feel like they've spoiled a lot of villain cards. Like,
we saw Maul early. We saw Thrawn early.
Thrawn. Thrawn's gonna be pretty strong. I'm very excited. I'm disappointed.
Did you say yellow? No, I don't think.
Well, IG-88 is. I mean,
yeah, but he's a rare.
He's a rare. Yeah, I don't think we've seen that. I'm disappointed that R2D2 and C3PO are legendary. I think that's probably the biggest miss. And not because they're not cool.
I don't think it's a miss. I think it's damn intentional, but.
Yeah, I think you make one of them legendary if you're going to do it, and I think it's going to create.
To be fair, though, if they'd done that, they probably would have made either Rey or Kylo a legendary. So.
Yeah, maybe that's the bone they threw us, right? They're like, all you Reylo kids can have this one, and us old guys will be chasing the legendary R2D2 and C3.
And they're like, and that's not even going to be a problem because Rebel Trader. So.
Right, because Rebel Trader.
So I think. There's a lot of really cool cards in the set. Like, I'm super excited about Django. kind of wish it was
Oh,
boba instead, but like it's super cool. But I don't know that I'm seeing anything in this set that really changes the overall support meta, right?
Blue Hero. I think Blue Hero can now hang a little bit more.
Yeah, but doesn't it just bring Blue Hero up to being able to maybe have a chance? Like I don't think it changes.
No, you're right. The bet, I think, but it does create. It does get things closer to equal, and I think this is the second set of a block, and that's what it's supposed to do. They introduce new stuff. It wildly changes the meta. The second set comes in and kind of sways things back a little bit to the middle, and then as we've seen with their third sets, it's always like bonkers. Like
Right.
third set's going to be insanity. Like I can't
Right.
imagine like what they're going to
Like,
introduce.
a lot of the blue cards we looked at don't have any blanks on them, and like Fist doesn't have any blanks. Like, are there other color cards that have a lot of
There's
dice that
there's
don't
a
have
couple
blanks?
reds that don't
the
have
droid
blanks.
tank doesn't have blank. Yeah,
Like the
Because
titles
it
and stuff
kind of
don't have
helps a
blanks.
fair
but-
amount. I mean, because you can't use a card that flips a die to a blank. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
right on any of those
Force
ones
jump.
because there's no blank.
Yeah,
So
So I still think,
Yeah.
as far as your discussion, it doesn't change. I think we're really left with two main players still, which is going to be support villains and Mill.
Yeah.
Right, are the two like most.
I mean, luckily it's going
dominant.
to be. I mean, with all the errata that we've already had, like I think getting 5 down reliably is not as given as it used to be. So hopefully it'll slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll see people start playing TIE Fighters again and some fun 2 and 3 cost supports instead of just
Yeah, it has
race to
surprised me.
5.
It has surprised me that TIE Fighters hasn't been a thing. Like there was the Phasma Piet deck that was like super early in the meta, but like we've actually never seen that played in our area.
Because Piet turns those to their one side, right?
Well, you turn to any side, showing a value of 1. You can turn their money. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
play.
yeah,
You turn
that's
to the
right,
money
yeah,
side
yeah.
and drop more ties, right? And then turn 2, you've got like 11 dice on the table. And I mean, anyway, go off topic, but but again, we're talking all old cards. So like that's what I'm saying is like IG88, he's 17, he needs a 13 pointer. So like, do you play him with Snoke? I mean, you're a Asajj,
Yes.
yeah.
I like him with Snoke. I think that's going to be you play all your weapons on Snoke, right? And then you just roll out IG88's ability to.
Well, Donderbus.
Oh, yeah, okay,
redeploy,
yeah.
right?
I mean, anything without redeploy, you're playing
Grievous,
on Snoke.
Grievous striker, the Grievous guns is great.
Yeah, I just like it. I like the fact. I think it's a good pairing. I know Snoke took it in the junk pretty hard with his last, errata, but I still think he's an amazing character. Like if you set him up against other characters of his point cost, like he is still ridiculous. And he's,
I mean, at the very least, he's 13-point character, 11 health. Like
that alone, is plus he's got 2 focus sides. He's going to really help out IG88. He's going to create. He acts almost as a mid pairing with IG88, where you can focus on IG88 and get him down, but he's got 12 hit points. That's not going to be quick. And then, Snoke is just getting Snokier. Right. Maybe you play Fist and you just try to get money, and then I don't know. I'm just saying there's many ways to go about it.
Like there's a lot of potential. Like that's I guess what I'm struggling with. Like I actually don't think the nerf just like obviously I think the nerf to Snoke was good. Like we've talked about that, but like the amount of decks I'm coming up with in my head and like the last couple of weeks of Monday Night Dice, I've played Snoke and like something. Like there's a lot of neat stuff out there right now,
and
even
that
in
was,
this meta.
I think that was the point. I mean, have you ever played Snoke? I don't think I've ever seen you. Has he ever let you play the Snoke dice?
I've played it with him.
Okay.
Like I think just at home. I've played it a few times.
Because you've been running the 3 wide support for the last month or so, right?
Watto Talzin for about 5-6 weeks now.
Yeah. So and since we're talking about meta and changes and whatnot, like how do you feel the power level is on that deck post Watto nerf? Like, are you have you played it post nerf?
We have not played that. It's just that his dice can't be removed now by blue events as opposed to can be removed.
Measure for measure can work on him. Electroshock works on him now.
Best defense. She hasn't played. We haven't played since. We were actually going to go play tonight, probably.
That's probably something for later on. Like you could analyze because you played so much of that. Like you're probably the resident expert at that deck, so you're going to really be able to tell whether Watto is worth it. I've seen people change to Jabba, like playing Jabba variant. It doesn't work with Talzin. It goes to Messenger. from Towson. So but it's the same.
What were you going to say?
I don't feel like that many people have removed his dice.
Well, they can't be.
They can't remove him now, but they couldn't remove him before.
Yeah.
Now they can, and that's what I want to when you play test this. I'd like to know what your thoughts are. And is it still worth it to play him at 12?
I don't know. We'll see.
John's got a 2 and a 1 without a pay side on him. Same exact money sides. He doesn't have the single 1, right?
Why do you play Messenger instead of Towson? Like, why not play the same?
Because Jabba's 13.
Jabba's 13.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
Why. So anyway, homework for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll see how it goes.
All right. Well, what are we looking at this next week? So we had theme night at Monday Night Dice a couple days ago.
Right.
Just normal standard next week?
Yeah, we'll do 2 weeks of the normal standard because I want people to try out the new RRG. It's all of its glory. I'd like to just see what the
hive mind can come up with.
Victor made the terrible he came to me and he bared his soul and he said, Mike, I don't think I can fight anymore. I'm a mill player. So I don't know what to do about that. I mean, I tried to kill him right there on the spot, but there's too many people around. So I think we're gonna have to deal with Victor, who is an excellent player
and has gotten very, very good.
Yeah, playing mill against us. He casually brought an AON deck that was probably good.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about. I actually thought his AON deck was really good.
Yes.
So I do want to say, in the last 3 weeks or so, the power of Newt has resurfaced.
Oh god,
Newt is so good because he's just a red. He's an 8-point meat shield or
9 health too, right? Does he have 9 health?
No, he's 8. He's 8 health.
Oh, he is 8. Okay.
Cross my heart. All right, 8 health. God, that guy's good.
Yeah.
He's either a meat shield or he just chokes you all game.
I hate that.
And I think you have to let him choke you all game. I think that's the right play, but
because he can't finish you.
Right.
He does have 2 focus.
He's got an indirect too, I think.
1 indirect.
Well, so does Watt, but Watt's
he's basically an Ewok at the end of the game. With a focus. I mean, he does have a focus.
Yeah, he's got focus
right.
for your planetary bombardments.
Right.
That guy's so good. All right. Anyway. Let's wrap this up.
Okay.
So yeah, we're looking at standard for the next 2 weeks.
How about at Gongai? What are we doing?
Standard tournament as well. That's we're. I had made some promises that we were going to do trilogy at Gongai probably once a month, and then it's just a bad trilogy's just a bad.
When the next set comes out, do it then.
I think that's it. Well, everyone the Legacies trilogy was so good that we were so excited about one set trilogy, and it's just not. It's not anywhere close. Legacies trilogy was really good.
Yeah, I think so.
This Convergence trilogy is less so.
I heard we might have an Alex sighting.
He did RSVP positive for Saturday's tournament. He's gonna fly in covered in gravy from Hawaii and
probably
Moco man.
Right. Boba's 7th in tow. Hey dude, that doesn't work anymore. He's not gonna care. Still kill me with it.
Snoke Boba.
Right. Yeah, Snoke Boba.
So, all right. How about you? Actually, we're both out this week. We won't be there Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
He's got a race.
We got things to do.
Oh
man.
My gosh, physical fitness.
I know. There's
so overrated.
There's other things besides rolling dice. You got to go to the gym so that you can get your dice hand nice and strong. Right?
I was that's the movement you do at the gym.
The shake weight in the bathroom. What's Andrew doing in there?
Shake weight.
Shake weight. All right. Well, this podcast has gone way off the rails.
All right. So, Mike, do you have anything else to say coming up this week, or?
That's it for me.
All right. Go Commando.
Go Commando.
Go Commando.